That's the one that I rode one time. Oh, she's cute. Yeah, she's cute. Alright, ladies, gentlemen, and kiddies, thanks to Del Amo Motorsports here in Redondo Beach, California. And today, I will be riding this three-wheeled motorcycle. It's the 2020 Can-Am Ryker 900. So there you go. And this is a very odd motorcycle if you're used to it. So the keys, I think it has a keyless go. Oh, there you go. Before operating, read manual. Okay. All right. So here we go. So while we're waiting, I don't know if there's an ergonomics check on this, but I'm full flat-footed like a cruiser, as you can see over here. All set. Okay, let's go. It's on forward. So this is the Ryker 900. All right, let's go. If you notice, if you're in the Philippines, the president, Rodrigo Duterte, lately he has a photo that he's riding this bike. So this is the lightest and the best power to weight ratio Can-Am on the market right now. So if you're familiar to riding an ATV motorcycle, ATV quad, you'll be used to riding this, or a snowmobile. It's pretty cool. Unlike the slick shot, this is a real three-wheeled motorcycle because you're dealing with the handlebar. And also, while riding the Ryker like this one, there's no levers that you have to think about. You just have to use the right pedal on your right foot, and it activates all brakes. And then you have to counterweight when you turn. It's like you're riding a quad. This is the 900cc version. There's two models of the Ryker. One is the 600cc. I'll put the price on top. And this one, the 900cc. The throttle is very smooth though. And it's a full automatic. Full automatic, oh my gosh. The torque is linear, very linear. It's very nice. I'm sitting comfortably. And this is a full automatic, so you can just sit and go. But you have to remember, you have the width of a Japanese K car, like a KEI car. It's almost as wide as a Suzuki Cappuccino at some degree. It's not like a motorcycle, but you feel like you're riding a motorcycle. So on the left switch gears, pretty traditional, high beams, low beams, flashers, and a horn. And then on the right switch gears, the start button and the kill switch. It's a pretty basic trike. And there's no, unlike the other Can-Am models like the Spyder, you have no option to upshift or downshift. This is a full automatic, so you can just up and go. And another thing about the Spyder too, it also has a reverse gear, so you can back it up. Another thing too, that there's a front compartment over here. And the gas tank is right here, very slickly hidden. The brake pedal is very tactile, easy to modulate. It rides like a scooter at some degree, but a really more powerful scooter. The good thing is, once you brake, it doesn't lurch forward. So you can just leave it like this without the brake, and it won't move, it won't go backwards or anything like that. So it's hard for me to gauge the throttle as long as I lean it like this, because I can't, there's no levers, there's no brake lever for me to lean my single finger on. It's very easy to ride actually. No wonder President Duterte is riding this right now after his Vulcan S accident last time. And the thing is about the Ryker too, or any of the Can-Am models, I don't know if this is street legal in the Philippines, especially if this is still legal in the freeways. It's very responsive throttle, I like it. So far this is the Can-Am I like, but unfortunately it doesn't have the switch gear, the manual override switch gear. You can't put it up, down, or neutral. It's just full automatic. All your gear indicator right here, it says F, means forward. And then there's a lever here that you can kick backwards and it says reverse. And it will beep like a truck once you back up. And you can really feel the engine, you can really hear it. It's very linear. I think this is a Rotax engine, I think. I'm not so sure. I'm gonna put it on the captions around here. There's a certain way for you to start it. When you start it, you have to twist the throttle this way and then you start it after you switch on the kill switch. That's how it is. Yeah, you gotta hold your brake. It doesn't have a heel holder control. The torque on this 900 version is really nice. I really like it. It makes the Ryker lively. So far the seats are very smooth. Vibrations wise, there's slight vibrations on my foot. Nothing on my handlebars. And nothing on my seat. The seat is kind of small. You don't have enough room for you to move around. I just got caught on the light, so yeah, it's a pretty nice bike. As you can see, it's three-wheeled. You can use a car wheel at the back, and it's a shaft drive, just like the Spyder. It's a shaft drive. It's not belt drive like the Slingshot. But I don't consider the Slingshot as a bike. I consider it as a car. Same goes with the Vanderhall Venice. Consider those as a car because it's a steering wheel, not a handlebar like this. This is still a motorcycle for me because it's a real handlebar. It's a very good bike. It's an easy bike to ride, but it's just you can't lane split on this one, of course. It's a good easy bike to learn into. You can do a motorcycle school on this a little bit, or snowmobile school. I don't know if you can brake accelerate this bike. I think you can do a brake acceleration. Whoop, yep. I don't know where to go. There you go. The bump, it handles bumps really well too. Yeah, it's a very comfortable bike. You're riding leg forward like a cruiser. You're as wide as a big Harley. You feel like you're riding a street legal ATV. You gotta lean and push it right for you to turn because the weight goes this way as you go and you lean this way. Engine braking is pretty good. Wow, that's a nice A70 Corolla. And it doesn't bug. It runs really smoothly. It's rear-wheel drive, it's shaft drive. It's 900cc. You can get a 600cc here. I don't know if this is for sale in the Philippines, but yeah, it does justice. No wonder Rodrigo Duterte, the president of the Philippines, is riding this right now. And you can still see the width. The only problem that I have with three-wheeled motorcycles is that it's pretty tough to avoid the potholes in this thing. You gotta really avoid it because it's not like a four-wheeled quad where you can go in between the front wheels. But you got a middle wheel to think about too. You just also have to think about that you have a very slim margin of error for you to avoid the pothole. That's the only thing I have issues with a three-wheeled motorcycle like this one. Because there's one time where the first time I rode the Can-Am Spyder, I was trying to avoid this manhole, but I ended up hitting it onto my back wheels. So it takes getting used to ride a three-wheeled motorcycle like this. This is the reverse three-wheeled, not like the Harley Davidson Tri-Glide or the Sport Glide, on which the front wheels is in the front and then there's two wheels at the back. The problem with that bike is when you try to corner it at the limit, the front will just jump and you'll understeer like crazy. This one, on the other hand, you can oversteer this thing. If you're used to it, you can drift this. You have the chance to drift the Ryker or the Spyder. Oh, I hear the clunk on the shaft drive. And we're in Redondo Beach, California. There's a Pacific Ocean in front of us. I don't know if we're gonna hit Pacific Ocean, but yeah, look at the beautiful scenery around here. Hennessy's. That's not the liquor. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm having fun, but I don't know. There's, in my opinion, for an outright beginner or afraid of motorcycles, I can recommend this to people. But for me, as a seasoned motorcycle rider already, I'm not so sure if I like this type of bike. Alrighty. It handles the crowd scene really well. It handles the bumps really well. This can be very good in the Philippines, especially if you have a hard time riding two wheels, if you have some leg problems, back problems, or concentration problems. You'll be good with this bike. Yeah, at sudden acceleration, you can feel the thunk of that shaft drive and the drivetrain. Other than that, it's the transmission is very smooth. Yeah, man, it's slick. This is the smallest Can-Am 2 that I've ridden. I ridden the Can-Am RS, I think, before I had my GoPro, and it's that was a light bike, and it's also more feature laden compared to this. Yeah, I don't feel the. I think it's a CVT. I'll put it on the screen on what type of transmission that this has, because I don't feel shift points on this thing. And the CVT is very responsive. It doesn't lag too much. But it's still there. It drones a little bit on slow speeds like this. Cool. You just need to change the foot pegs to a cushion one, because it's a hard foot peg, as you can see. The seat really isolates the vibrations very well. And take note, this one doesn't have power steering, in case if you want to know. Yep. Very torquey though. So it has anti-lock brakes too, so safety. I don't know if you can hear it really well right now, but it kind of sounds nice, especially if you're going to put an exhaust on it. It's just the CVT can be a little drony on street speeds like right now. It's hard to gauge my right hand. I need to rest my index finger somewhere so I can control my throttle better. Yeah. I'm not an expert like most of you guys. I always lean my first finger on a lever if I have one here, but I'm gonna leave it like this so I can control my throttle. Whoa! Peeled out on that one. That's the torque on this thing. It's a different experience. If you're used to riding two-wheel motorcycles, riding a three-wheel like this is a very, very different experience. And it's a very easy bike to ride, and you don't have to think about falling over and anything. Just watch that throttle, because the torque is just stupid. Yep, no engine braking on this one. The steering is very sharp, actually. See, just a little correction, it just pitches left and right away. Oh, nice Bentley flying spur. Yeah, if you have someone who is afraid of motorcycles but like to have the feel of riding a motorcycle, I think this is it. Well, there are other Can-Am models, the bigger ones like the Can-Am Spyder series. That is more of a touring bike. It's like a Goldwing or Harley Electra Glide. Oh, not Electra Glide, like Ultra Limited, or the Roadmaster Indian that is fully boxed and something like that. And this is the sportiest one, the Ryker 900. The only problem is with this is just you can't shift it to your own. The Spyders you can. I think it's the same case with the 600. Yeah, unlike him, I can't stand up because my feet are in the forward control position. Alright, U-turn. Yup, it has traction control. I can feel the throttle cutoff on hard U-turns like this. I think you can set the traction control off if you want to. Range, settings, RPM. Okay. You have a digital RPM here. tachometer. Then of course you got the digital speedometer. So this is where your menu is at. This is where the trip meter and the timer is. And then this one is that. Yeah, this is just a decoration here, but these two are the functional gauges. So I'm not gonna touch too much of those. The side mirrors has somewhat limited range of motion, but the coverage is pretty good. For some reason, this one is very tightly calibrated. This is the problem. If you're in less than perfect surfaces, you just have to avoid them as best you can, because it's a very hard. You'll have a very hard time to avoid those. I like that engine whistling when you decelerate. Can't avoid that manhole. Alright, we're back at the dealership. Now I'm going to demonstrate the reverse parking ability of this bike. Now I'm reversing it. There's a lever here that you can use. It's in reverse. A bike that you can turn reverse gear. And the lever's right here, and then you put it in forward, back to forward, and now we're done. Off. Off. And then put the e-brake on. There you go, lock. And then I think that's it. These are daytime running lights right here, I think. And this one here too, it's LED. And it has a compartment right here. Very handy compartment. But there's tons of accessories on the Ryker, so you don't have to worry about it. 3-wheel disc brakes, all ABS, with traction control. And this is how it looks like from the back. It's pretty cool. This is the lever on where you can forward or reverse gear. And I think this is their kind of key. And this is the lock. This is their parking brake, so you won't move all over the place. And this is where the fuel tank is at. Very smart. It's a capless fuel like the Fords have. It's pretty nice. It has 3 suspensions, one here. It's almost like a pushrod suspension look. And also, these pegs are, look at that. You need to, for you to get rid of the vibrations on your foot, better replace this with a cushioned version. And this is the one brake pedal that powers all the brake system. Just this pedal. You have no levers on each side. It's not like a scooter where this is the rear brake, this is front brake. Nope. One brake does it all. There's an exhaust over here. And this looks like a car tire, but it says Kenda. So it's like a motorcycle wheel. It says 205 16-inch. So basically a Civic wheel, but it has a 1-lug spoke. It's pretty good actually. And this is the shaft drive. It's shaft drive, so you don't have to think about changing chains or belts or whatever. For what I think about it, it's pretty good actually. I'll give it a thumbs up on this one. This is only a taste test, so it's not a buffet test, or at least it's not a bite test. So this is a real taste test after a long time. And this is the Can-Am Ryker, the 2020 or 2019 Ryker 900. Follow my page. My Lapid Vlogs on Facebook, my Lapid Vlogs on YouTube, and on Instagram. And thanks to Del Amo Motorsports for providing this beautiful event. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out.